Hey everyone, tonight we're journeying back over 4,500 years to one of humanity's most incredible achievements, the building of the Great Pyramid of Giza during the reign of Pharaoh Khufu. I know it sounds like it might be intense for a bedtime story, but there's something deeply peaceful about experiencing the daily rhythm of ancient Egyptian life, the careful precision of their work, and the timeless flow of the Nile that has lulled people to sleep for millennia. If you're enjoying these deep dives into history's most fascinating periods, I'd really appreciate a like or subscribe. I'm always curious where you're all listening from around the world, so drop a comment with your location and what time it is there. It amazes me how people fall asleep to these ancient stories from every corner of the globe. Alright, find that perfect comfortable position, take a nice slow breath, and let your body sink completely into whatever you're lying on. We're heading back to 2580 BCE, to the banks of the Nile River, where the greatest construction project in human history is taking shape stone by stone. Trust me, you're going to experience the wonder of ancient Egypt in a way that will stay with you long after you wake up. The dawn of eternity. Congratulations, you've just awakened in ancient Egypt during the 4th dynasty, in the 20th year of Pharaoh Khufu's reign. It's early morning, perhaps an hour before dawn, and you're lying on a comfortable bed in your modest but well-appointed house near the pyramid construction site at Giza. The air is cool and dry, carrying the familiar sense of the desert mixed with the life-giving moisture of the nearby Nile. Your name is Katie, and you are a sesh, a royal scribe in service to the greatest building project the world has ever seen. You're not just any scribe, but one of the educated elite responsible for recording every detail of the Great Pyramid's construction, managing worker assignments, calculating supply needs, and documenting the daily progress of this monument that will stand for over 4,500 years. The room around you reflects your status as one of Egypt's educated class. Mud brick walls painted with simple but elegant geometric patterns in blues and whites provide cooling relief from the desert heat. A small window, covered with a linen screen, filters the pre-dawn light and allows the gentle morning breeze to circulate. Reed mats cover the floor, and your bed is a wooden frame with a comfortable mattress stuffed with palm fibers and covered with fine linen sheets. Your breathing is still slow from sleep. Take a moment now to breathe more deeply, feeling the dry, clean air of ancient Egypt fill your lungs. In through your nose, slowly and completely, then out through your mouth with a gentle sigh. The air carries scents that would be familiar to any Egyptian of this era, the sweet smell of burning frankincense from a nearby temple, the earthy aroma of Nile mud, and the faint, dusty scent of limestone from the pyramid construction. You sit up slowly, feeling the familiar comfort of your sleeping tunic, a simple garment of fine white linen that speaks to your elevated position in Egyptian society. Scribes are among the most respected people in the kingdom, for you possess the sacred knowledge of hieroglyphic writing and mathematics skills that make you indispensable to the pharaoh's great work. Through your window, you can see the first hints of the Great Pyramid taking shape against the lightning sky. Even after 20 years of construction, the sight never fails to fill you with awe. The monument already rises nearly 400 feet into the air, its perfect angles catching the early light and casting precise shadows across the construction site below. Standing now, you move to your wash basin, a luxury that reflects your position in the royal administration. The water is cool and refreshing, carried fresh from the Nile by servants who maintain the households of essential workers. You splash the clean water on your face, feeling it wake your senses and prepare your mind for another day of serving Egypt's eternal glory. Your reflection in the polished bronze mirror shows a man of perhaps 35 years, with the lean build and alert eyes that mark you as one of Egypt's intellectual class. Your head is shaved in the Egyptian fashion, both for cleanliness in the desert climate and as a mark of your profession. Later, you'll don the distinctive white linen kilt and brief cape that identify you as a royal scribe. This is your world, Katie, a civilization at the absolute height of its powers, undertaking a construction project so ambitious that future generations will struggle to understand how it was accomplished. You are one of the privileged few who not only witnessed this marvel being built but help coordinate and document its creation for eternity. Breathe deeply now and settle into this ancient morning, feeling your feet on the reed mats of your comfortable home, your lungs filling with the clean desert air, your mind beginning to focus on the important work that awaits. The sun god Ra is beginning his eternal journey across the sky, and you have sacred duties to perform in service to your divine pharaoh and the monument that will ensure his journey to the afterlife. Morning rituals in the land of the pharaohs. The household begins to stir as the eastern sky gradually brightens with Ra's approach. You can hear your servants moving quietly through the house, beginning their daily tasks with the practiced efficiency that keeps your domestic life running smoothly while you focus on your important scribal duties at the pyramid site. Kamwasit, your personal servant, appears at your chamber door with a clay pitcher of fresh water and clean linen towels. He's a young man from a village upstream on the Nile, sent to serve in a scribe's household as part of his family's contribution to the royal projects. His quiet competence and loyalty have made him invaluable to your daily routines. "Good morning, Master Katie," he says respectfully, setting the washing materials on a low wooden table. The workers have already begun gathering at the construction site. Overseer Himiunu requests your presence at the limestone cutting area after the morning meal. Himiunu is the architect and chief overseer of the Great Pyramid, a man of extraordinary intelligence and organizational skill who serves as Pharaoh Khufu's primary representative on the construction site. His request for your presence means there are important calculations to be made or records to be updated. The kind of precise documentation that ensures the pyramid's perfect construction. You wash carefully, using the ritual ablutions that prepare both body and spirit for the day's sacred work. In ancient Egypt, cleanliness is not just practical but spiritual. The gods demand purity from those who serve them, and your work documenting the pharaoh's eternal monument is a form of divine service. Your breathing naturally synchronizes with these familiar morning movements. In and out, steady and controlled, as your body prepares for another day of the intellectual and spiritual discipline that marks the life of a royal scribe. The rhythm of washing becomes almost meditative, each motion deliberate and purposeful. From a wooden chest carved with protective hieroglyphs, you select your working clothes for the day. The white linen kilt reaches to your knees, its fine weave and careful pleating marking your status as a member of the educated elite. Over this goes a simple tunic, also of white linen, and finally the distinctive leopard skin cape that identifies you as a priest scribe in royal service. The cape is your most prized possession, genuine leopard skin blessed by the high priests of Ta and embroidered with protective symbols in gold thread. It was a gift from Pharaoh Khufu himself when you were first assigned to the pyramid project, recognizing your exceptional skills in mathematics and hieroglyphic writing. Moving to your work area within the house, you prepare the tools of your sacred profession. Reed pens, carefully cut and shaped for different types of writing. Cakes of black and red ink, made from charcoal and ochre mixed with gum arabic. Papyrus sheets of various sizes, from small notation tablets to large scrolls for major documents. Wooden writing boards covered with white gesso for practice work and temporary calculations. Each tool is arranged with the precision that characterizes all aspects of Egyptian culture. Order, proportion, and careful attention to detail, these principles guide everything from temple construction to daily scribal work. Your profession exists to maintain and document this cosmic order, ensuring that Ma'at, the principle of truth and balance, is preserved in all human activities. The morning meal is simple but satisfying: fresh bread baked before dawn, beer brewed from barley, dried fish from the Nile, and figs preserved in honey. Egyptian bread is particularly good, made from emmer wheat and baked in clay ovens that give it a distinctive flavor. The beer is thick and nutritious, more like liquid bread than the thin beverages of later eras. As you eat, you review the wax tablets containing yesterday's work assignments and construction progress notes. The Great Pyramid requires constant coordination between hundreds of specialized work teams: stone cutters, transporters, ramp builders, mortar makers, measurement specialists, and many others. Your job is to ensure that all this activity is properly recorded and that resources are allocated efficiently. The numbers are staggering even by Egyptian standards. Over 20,000 workers are currently employed on the pyramid project, from skilled craftsmen to seasonal laborers who come during the Nile's flood season when farm work is impossible. They consume enormous quantities of food, water, and materials daily, all of which must be carefully tracked and managed. Your breathing settles into the focused rhythm of mental preparation as you review the day's planned activities. The morning air carries the sounds of the construction site awakening, the voices of work gangs assembling, the creaking of wooden cranes and levers, the ring of copper tools against stone. These sounds have been your daily soundtrack for 5 years now, as familiar and comforting as the Nile's flow. Standing to begin your walk to the pyramid site, you feel the pleasant anticipation that comes from meaningful work. You're not just a bureaucrat keeping records, you're helping to create something that will last forever, a monument that will carry Pharaoh Khufu safely into the afterlife and demonstrate Egypt's greatness to all future generations. The early morning light reveals the pyramid rising majestically against the clear sky, its limestone facing stones gleaming white in the growing daylight. This is where you'll spend your day, in service to eternity itself, using your sacred skills to ensure that every stone is placed correctly and every measurement recorded accurately for the ages. The sacred art of record keeping. Your walk to the Great Pyramid takes you through the workers' village, a temporary city that has grown up around the construction site over the past 2 decades. Despite its impermanent nature, the village shows the same careful planning and organization that characterizes all Egyptian settlements. Streets run in orderly patterns, houses are built to standard designs, and public facilities like bakeries, breweries, and medical stations are strategically located for maximum efficiency. The air buzzes with activity as thousands of workers begin their daily routines. You recognize many faces after 5 years of documenting their assignments and achievements. Here's Senab, a master stone cutter, whose team specializes in the precise corner blocks that ensure the pyramid's perfect angles. There's Knum, a ramp engineer whose innovations in moving massive stones have revolutionized construction techniques. Your breathing naturally matches your walking pace as you move through the familiar streets. In and out, steady and measured, your body finding its rhythm while your mind begins focusing on the complex calculations and documentation that await. The morning air carries the sense of bread baking, wood smoke, and the limestone dust that seems to permeate everything at the construction site. Children run between the houses, playing games and helping with simple tasks while their parents work on the pyramid. Egyptian society values education highly, and many of these children will eventually learn to read and write, though few will achieve the advanced skills needed for royal scribal service. You smile as you watch them, remembering your own childhood in a similar village along the Nile. The pyramid site itself is a marvel of organization that would impress even modern construction managers. Work areas are clearly defined and efficiently arranged. The limestone quarry stretches to the south, where teams of skilled workers cut blocks to precise specifications. Transportation ramps wind up the pyramid sides, allowing ox-drawn sledges to move massive stones to higher levels. Storage areas contain thousands of blocks in various stages of preparation. Some are roughly shaped pieces fresh from the quarry, others are precisely cut stones ready for placement, and still others are the fine Tura limestone facing stones that will give the completed pyramid its brilliant white appearance. Overseer Himiyunu greets you at the measurement station, a wooden platform where the day's work assignments are coordinated. He's a man of perhaps 50 years, with the confident bearing and sharp intelligence that mark him as one of Egypt's greatest architects. His understanding of mathematics, engineering, and logistics rivals that of anyone in the ancient world. "Good morning, Katie," he says, unrolling a papyrus covered with complex diagrams and calculations. "We're beginning work on the pyramid's inner chambers today. I need precise documentation of every measurement and stone placement. These records will be sealed within the monument itself for Pharaoh Khufu's eternal reference." The responsibility sends a thrill through you. These aren't just temporary work records but documents that will literally last forever, sealed within the pyramid to serve the pharaoh in his afterlife. Your hieroglyphic writing and mathematical calculations will become part of eternity itself. You set up your writing station with practiced efficiency. A portable wooden table provides a stable surface for papyrus and tablets. Reed pens are arranged by size and type. Ink cakes are mixed with water to the proper consistency. Everything must be perfect when you're creating documents for eternity. The first task involves documenting the placement of granite blocks in the king's chamber. These massive stones, quarried far to the south in Aswan and transported down the Nile during flood season, must be positioned with absolute precision. Each block weighs several tons and must fit perfectly with its neighbors to create the chamber where Pharaoh Khufu will rest for eternity. Your measurements use the royal cubit, the standard unit that ensures perfect proportions throughout Egyptian architecture. The royal cubit equals exactly 7 palms, and each palm equals 4 fingers, a measurement system based on human proportions that creates buildings in harmony with cosmic order. As you work, recording each measurement in both hieroglyphic symbols and numerical notations, your breathing maintains its steady rhythm. The precision required for this documentation demands complete focus, but the familiar motions of writing and calculating create their own meditative quality. In and out, controlled and calm, your mind fully engaged with the sacred mathematics of pyramid construction. The hieroglyphic writing flows smoothly from your reed pen, each symbol carefully formed and properly positioned. You're not just recording information but creating a permanent record that demonstrates Egyptian civilization's highest achievements. These documents will be studied and admired by scholars for thousands of years, though you can hardly imagine such a distant future. Workers move around you with quiet efficiency, understanding that your documentation is essential to their own success. A mistaken measurement or placement could compromise the entire structure, so everyone waits respectfully while you verify calculations and record results. The morning progresses with the satisfying rhythm of important work properly done. Block after block is measured, positioned, and documented. Your papyrus scrolls fill with precise hieroglyphic records that will ensure perfect reconstruction if needed and provide eternal verification of the work's quality. By midday, you've documented the placement of dozens of massive stones, each one recorded with mathematical precision and marked with the date according to Pharaoh Khufu's regnal year. These records will be copied and stored in multiple locations, some in the royal archives, others sealed within the pyramid itself, ensuring that this great work is never forgotten. Afternoon in the shadow of eternity. As Ra reaches the highest point of his daily journey across the sky, you pause your documentation work. For the midday meal and rest period that Egyptian work schedules wisely include. The desert heat makes heavy labor impossible during the hottest hours, so work shifts are organized to take advantage of cooler morning and evening temperatures. You join Himeyunu and other senior staff under a large linen awning that provides blessed shade from the intense sun. The meal consists of bread, roasted goose, vegetables from the Nile Valley, and the ever-present barley beer that provides both nutrition and safe hydration in the desert climate. The conversation flows around technical problems and solutions, the kind of shop talk that characterizes any major construction project. Today's main challenge involves moving an exceptionally large granite block into position in the king's chamber. The stone weighs over 15 tons and must be maneuvered through narrow passages with mathematical precision. Your breathing slows to the relaxed rhythm of rest and social interaction. In and out, easy and natural, as your body recovers from the morning's concentrated mental work while your mind continues processing the complex logistics of pyramid construction. The shade provides welcome relief from the desert heat, and the gentle breeze carries the constant sounds of organized human activity. From your position on the construction site, you have an excellent view of the pyramid's current state. The monument already rises nearly to its final height, its stepped construction ramps creating a temporary spiral around the massive structure. Workers move up and down these ramps like busy ants, each carrying out specialized tasks that contribute to the greater whole. The precision of the construction continues to amaze you even after 5 years of daily observation. Egyptian mathematics and engineering have reached their absolute peak in this project. Every angle is perfect, every measurement exact, every stone fitted with tolerances that would challenge modern builders. During the rest period, you review morning calculations and prepare for afternoon documentation tasks. The wax tablets contain measurements and notes that will be transferred to permanent papyrus records later. This dual recording system ensures accuracy: wax tablets for immediate field notes, papyrus scrolls for permanent archives. A young apprentice scribe named Amenhotep approaches with questions about hieroglyphic notation for mathematical calculations. He's eager to learn and shows promise, though scribal training requires years of dedicated study. You remember your own apprenticeship, the long hours of practice required to master the hundreds of hieroglyphic symbols and the mathematical principles needed for royal service. Teaching comes naturally to you, and sharing knowledge is considered a sacred duty in Egyptian culture. You show Amenhotep the proper formation of numerical hieroglyphs and explain how mathematical calculations are recorded for permanent reference. The young man listens intently, understanding that he's learning skills that connect him to the gods themselves. As the afternoon work period begins, you return to the king's chamber documentation with renewed focus. The chamber represents the heart of the entire pyramid, the sacred space where Pharaoh Khufu will undergo his transformation from earthly ruler to divine being. Every aspect of its construction must be perfect and permanently recorded. The granite blocks for the chamber walls come from Aswan, over 500 miles south on the Nile. Quarrying, shaping, and transporting these massive stones represents one of ancient Egypt's greatest logistical achievements. Each block weighs several tons and must be cut to exact specifications before the dangerous journey downriver. Your documentation includes not just measurements but also the names of work teams, the dates of construction, and verification of quality standards. This comprehensive record-keeping ensures that every aspect of the pyramid's construction is preserved for eternity. Future generations will know exactly how this marvel was built and who contributed to its creation. The afternoon light streaming through the chamber entrance creates dramatic shadows that emphasize the monument's massive scale. You're working inside what will become one of humanity's most famous and mysterious structures, documenting its construction while it's still an active building site rather than an ancient wonder. Your breathing maintains its steady rhythm as you move between measurement stations, recording the precise placement of each granite block. The work requires intense concentration, but the significance of what you're documenting, humanity's greatest architectural achievement, makes every moment meaningful. The sound of your reed pen scratching across papyrus mingles with the constant background noise of construction, the scraping of stone against stone, the creaking of wooden levers, the calls of work gang leaders coordinating their teams. These sounds have become the soundtrack of your life, as familiar and comforting as the Nile's flow. As the afternoon progresses, the chamber takes shape around you with mathematical precision. Each stone fits perfectly with its neighbors, creating joints so tight that a knife blade couldn't slip between them. This level of craftsmanship will ensure that the chamber remains intact for thousands of years, protecting the pharaoh's eternal rest. Your documentation scrolls grow longer as the work continues, filled with hieroglyphic records that will outlast empires and civilizations. You're not just keeping work records but creating historical documents that will be studied and admired by scholars in ages yet unimaginable. Evening prayers and eternal purpose. As Ra begins his descent toward the western horizon, the intense heat of midday gives way to the more comfortable temperatures of late afternoon. This is traditionally the most productive time for pyramid construction, when workers can maintain steady effort without the exhaustion that comes from laboring under the desert sun. You complete your documentation of the king's chamber granite blocks just as the evening shift takes over from the day workers. The transition is seamless, a testament to the Egyptian organizational skills that make this massive project possible. Night work continues under torch and oil lamp illumination, focusing on tasks that don't require natural light for precision. Himayunu reviews your afternoon's documentation with the careful attention that has made him Egypt's greatest architect. Every measurement must be verified, every calculation checked, every hieroglyphic symbol properly formed. These records will be copied and stored in multiple locations, ensuring that the pyramid's construction details are never lost. Excellent work as always, Katie, he says, rolling up the completed scrolls with satisfaction. These Records will be sealed in the pyramid's foundation chambers tomorrow, along with prayers for Pharaoh Khufu's successful journey to the afterlife. The thought that your work will literally become part of the pyramid fills you with deep satisfaction. Long after you're gone, these carefully crafted documents will remain within the monument, serving their eternal purpose as documentation of humanity's greatest achievement. Your breathing deepens with the contentment that comes from meaningful work completed successfully. In and out, relaxed and steady, as your mind shifts from the day's intense concentration to the peaceful evening activities that restore both body and spirit. The walk back to your house takes you past the various workshops and support facilities that make pyramid construction possible. Copper smelters work their furnaces, creating the tools needed for stone cutting and shaping. Rope makers twist fibers into the strong cables used for moving massive blocks. Bread bakers work their ovens continuously, feeding the thousands of workers who depend on regular meals for sustained effort. Each workshop represents specialized knowledge passed down through generations of Egyptian craftsmen. The Pyramid Project has brought together the kingdom's greatest talents, creating innovations in engineering, mathematics, and logistics that will influence construction techniques for centuries to come. In the workers' village, families gather for evening meals and relaxation after long days of contributing to immortal glory. Children play in the dusty streets while their parents discuss the day's achievements and challenges. Despite the temporary nature of the settlement, it has developed its own community spirit and social traditions. Your own house welcomes you with familiar comforts as oil lamps are lit throughout the rooms. Kamwasit has prepared your evening meal and laid out fresh clothing for tomorrow's work. The simple domestic routines provide pleasant contrast to the grand scale and eternal significance of pyramid construction. The evening meal is more elaborate than the working lunch: roasted duck with herbs, vegetables from your small garden, bread still warm from the oven, and dates stuffed with nuts and honey. Egyptian cuisine makes excellent use of Nile Valley agriculture and the desert's natural resources. As you eat, you review the day's completed work and plan tomorrow's activities. The pyramid construction follows carefully coordinated schedules that must account for material deliveries, work team rotations, seasonal weather patterns, and the countless other factors that affect such a massive undertaking. Your private chapel occupies a small room adjacent to your sleeping chamber, decorated with painted scenes of the afterlife and furnished with a small altar for daily prayers. Like all Egyptians, you maintain regular religious observances that connect your daily life to cosmic purpose and divine will. The evening prayers take on special meaning when you're contributing to a project of such eternal significance. You offer thanks to Thoth, god of writing and wisdom, for the skills that allow you to serve Pharaoh and country. You pray to Ta, patron of craftsmen and builders, for continued success in the great work. And you honor Ra, the sun god whose daily journey across the sky mirrors the Pharaoh's expected journey to divine resurrection. Your breathing naturally slows to match the meditative rhythm of prayer and contemplation. Each inhalation brings the dry, clean air of the desert night, each exhalation releases the day's accumulated tensions and concerns. The oil lamp flame flickers gently, creating dancing shadows on the painted walls that seem to bring the afterlife scenes to life. Through your window, the Great Pyramid looms against the star-filled sky, its construction torches creating points of light that mark continued progress toward completion. Night work focuses on internal chambers and passages where artificial lighting is needed anyway, allowing construction to continue around the clock. The sight never fails to inspire awe and pride. You're witnessing and documenting humanity's greatest achievement, a monument that will stand as testament to Egyptian civilization's highest aspirations. Your hieroglyphic records will help preserve this wonder for future generations, ensuring that the technical mastery and spiritual dedication of its builders are never forgotten. As you prepare for sleep, arranging tomorrow's clothing and organizing work materials for easy access, you feel the deep satisfaction that comes from serving a purpose greater than individual existence. The pyramid represents eternal life, cosmic order, and human achievement at its absolute peak. Night of the Eternal Builders. As the last light fades from the western sky and the stars emerge in their full glory above the desert, you Prepare for rest in the knowledge that another successful day has been added to the pyramids. Construction record. The monument continues to grow even in darkness, illuminated by hundreds of oil lamps and torches that turn the work site into a constellation of human activity. The sounds of night construction drift through your window, the careful tapping of stone masons working by lamplight, the creaking of wooden cranes moving materials into position, the quiet voices of supervisors coordinating delicate operations. These nocturnal activities focus on interior work that doesn't require natural light, allowing the great project to continue its steady progress toward completion. Your sleeping chamber feels particularly comfortable tonight, perhaps because of the satisfaction that comes from documenting such historically significant work. The bed, with its wooden frame and comfortable mattress, provides welcome rest after a day of intense mental concentration. Soft linen sheets and a light woolen blanket ensure comfort through the cool desert night. Kamwasit has left a small oil lamp burning beside your bed, its gentle flame providing just enough light for safety while creating a peaceful atmosphere for sleep. The lamp's clay base is decorated with protective hieroglyphs that invoke the god's blessing on your rest and dreams. As you settle into the familiar comfort of your own bed, your breathing naturally deepens to match the rhythm of approaching sleep. In and out, slow and relaxed, your body releasing the day's accumulated tension while your mind processes the remarkable experiences of working on humanity's greatest construction project. The bed linens carry the faint scent of the desert flowers used to perfume Egyptian textiles, a pleasant aroma that helps ease the transition from wakefulness to sleep. Your body appreciates the soft mattress after hours of standing and walking on stone floors and sandy ground. Through the window, you can see a portion of the Great Pyramid silhouetted against the star-filled sky. Even in darkness, its massive presence dominates the landscape, a monument to human ambition and divine purpose that will outlast empires and civilizations. Tomorrow you'll continue documenting its construction, adding more hieroglyphic records to the eternal archives. Your work tools rest nearby, carefully arranged for tomorrow's activities. Reed pens in their wooden case, ink cakes wrapped in protective cloth, papyrus scrolls stored in leather tubes, all the implements of sacred learning that make your contribution to immortal glory possible. The village gradually grows quieter as most workers settle into sleep, though the pyramid construction never completely stops. Essential work continues under artificial lighting, and guards maintain constant vigilance over materials and completed sections. The project's magnitude requires continuous effort by thousands of dedicated people. Your breathing becomes even slower and deeper as sleep approaches, carrying away the last conscious thoughts of measurements and calculations, hieroglyphic symbols, and mathematical proportions. Tomorrow will bring new challenges and achievements in service to Pharaoh Khufu's eternal monument. Dreams, when they come, are filled with images of perfected construction, stones that fit together with mathematical precision, hieroglyphic texts that will endure forever, and the completed pyramid rising in brilliant white limestone against the desert sky. These dreams reflect the deep satisfaction of contributing to something truly eternal and magnificent. Your role in this great work connects you to cosmic purpose and divine will. As a royal scribe, documenting the pyramid's construction, you're helping ensure that this wonder of human achievement will be properly understood and appreciated by future generations. Your careful records will outlast your own lifetime by thousands of years. The desert night wraps around the construction site like a protective blanket, sheltering the workers and their magnificent creation. Stars wheel overhead in the same patterns that guided ancient Egyptian astronomy and religious observances, connecting earthly achievement to celestial order. Sleep comes gradually and naturally, your consciousness gently releasing its hold on the day's experiences while your body seeks the restoration needed for tomorrow's continued service. The oil lamp flame grows smaller as the wick consumes its fuel, gradually dimming until only darkness remains. In the morning, you'll wake to another day of documenting immortal achievement, adding your skills and dedication to humanity's greatest construction project. But for now, there's only the peaceful rhythm of breathing, the comfort of soft bedding, and the knowledge that you're contributing to something that will truly last forever. Your breath becomes deeper and more regular as sleep takes hold, carrying you toward the restoration that scribes need after days of precise mental work. Around you, the pyramid construction continues its steady progress, growing stone by stone toward completion and eternal glory. The Great Pyramid rises in darkness, illuminated by human determination and divine inspiration, while you sleep peacefully in the knowledge that your documentation helps preserve this wonder for all future ages. Rest well, Katie, royal scribe and servant of eternity. Dreams of stone and starlight. Your sleep deepens naturally as the night progresses, your breathing settling into the slow, rhythmic pattern that restores both body and mind after days of intense scribal work. The comfortable bed supports your body perfectly, while soft linen sheets provide just the right warmth for the cool desert night. Dreams flow through your sleeping mind like the Nile itself, peaceful, purposeful, and filled with the images and experiences that define your daily life as a royal scribe. You dream of hieroglyphic symbols flowing from your reed pen like living things, each character perfectly formed and imbued with sacred power. In these dreams, the Great Pyramid appears completed and magnificent, its brilliant white limestone facing stones gleaming in eternal sunlight. The monument rises as a perfect geometric form against the blue Egyptian sky, its mathematical precision reflecting the cosmic order that governs all existence. You see yourself inside the completed pyramid, walking through chambers and passages that you helped document during construction. The king's chamber stands ready for Pharaoh Khufu's eternal rest, its granite walls bearing the hieroglyphic inscriptions that include your own careful documentation of the construction process. Your breathing remains deep and regular throughout these peaceful dreams, each inhalation bringing the dry, clean air of the desert night, each exhalation releasing any remaining tension from the day's concentrated work. Sleep provides the restoration that allows scribes to maintain the mental clarity needed for precise documentation. The dreams shift to scenes of daily life in the workers' village, families sharing meals, children playing in dusty streets, craftsmen discussing technical innovations that make pyramid construction possible. You see the human community that has grown around this great project, thousands of people united in service to immortal purpose. Sometimes you dream of your own childhood along the Nile, when you first learned to form hieroglyphic characters on pottery shards and limestone flakes. Those early lessons in sacred writing led eventually to royal service and the privilege of documenting humanity's greatest architectural achievement. Through the window of your sleeping chamber, stars continue their ancient patterns across the desert sky. These same constellations guided Egyptian astronomers in calculating the pyramid's precise orientation, aligning the monument with celestial forces that ensure Pharaoh Khufu's successful journey to divine resurrection. The oil lamp beside your bed burns lower as its fuel is consumed, its gentle flame providing just enough light to maintain the peaceful atmosphere without disturbing natural sleep rhythms. The lamp's decorated base shows protective symbols that invoke divine blessing on your rest and dreams. Your sleeping mind processes the day's experiences, the precise measurements recorded in hieroglyphic notation, the massive granite blocks positioned with mathematical accuracy, the satisfaction of contributing to eternal achievement. These memories blend and flow together like the Nile's eternal current. Occasionally, the distant sounds of night construction penetrate your dreams, the careful work continuing by lamplight, the quiet coordination of essential tasks, the steady progress toward completion. Even sleeping, you remain connected to the great work that defines your daily purpose. The bedroom feels particularly secure and comfortable tonight, a private sanctuary where you can rest and restore yourself for tomorrow's continued service. Your position as royal scribe provides not just meaningful work but also the material comforts that make dedication sustainable over the years required for pyramid completion. Your breathing grows even deeper as sleep reaches its most restorative phases, your body completely relaxed while your mind processes the remarkable privilege of witnessing and documenting humanity's greatest construction achievement. Tomorrow will bring new opportunities to serve eternal purpose through sacred skills. In the deepest part of night, when the construction torches create scattered points of light against the pyramid's massive silhouette, you sleep with the profound satisfaction that comes from meaningful work properly done. Your hieroglyphic records will outlast empires and civilizations, preserving technical knowledge and human achievement for ages beyond imagination. The desert night enfolds the entire construction site in peaceful darkness, while workers maintain their careful progress toward immortal completion. Your own small part in this great work, the precise documentation that ensures perfect construction and permanent preservation, represents the highest use of scribal skills in service to divine purpose. Sleep well, keeper of sacred records, documenter of eternal achievement. Your reed pen and papyrus scrolls rest nearby, ready for tomorrow's continuation of the great work. The pyramid grows steadily toward completion, stone by stone, measurement by measurement, record by record, rising toward its destined place as humanity's most enduring monument to divine ambition and human skill. Rest in the knowledge that your careful documentation helps preserve this wonder for all future generations, ensuring that the technical mastery and spiritual dedication of its builders will never be forgotten. The Great Pyramid stands as testament to what human beings can achieve when they unite in service to truly eternal purpose. Your breathing remains deep and peaceful throughout the night, carrying you through restorative sleep toward dawn and another day of contributing to immortal glory. Around you, the greatest construction project in human history continues its steady progress, growing ever closer to the completion that will stand as humanity's ultimate architectural achievement for over 4,000 years. Dream peacefully, royal scribe, secure in the knowledge that your skills serve purposes greater than individual existence, contributing to monuments that will inspire wonder and admiration long after the civilization that created them has become ancient history itself. Dawn of another eternal day. As the first light of a new day begins to appear on the eastern horizon, you sleep on peacefully in your comfortable chamber, your breathing deep and regular as your body completes its nightly restoration. The desert air remains cool and dry, perfect for the refreshing sleep that scribes need to maintain the mental clarity required for precise documentation work. Ra prepares to begin another journey across the sky, the same daily cycle that has marked time since the creation of the world. Soon, the growing light will wake you naturally to another day of contributing to Pharaoh Khufu's eternal monument, adding your skills and dedication to humanity's greatest construction achievement. Your dreams continue to flow peacefully, visions of completed perfection, hieroglyphic texts that will endure forever, and the deep satisfaction that comes from serving purposes greater than individual existence. The Great Pyramid grows steadily toward completion in these dreams, its mathematical precision reflecting cosmic order and divine will. The workers' village begins to stir quietly as the earliest risers prepare for another day of contributing to immortal glory. Bakers light their ovens for the day's bread, water carriers begin their rounds with fresh supplies from the Nile, and team leaders review work assignments for the continuing construction. Your sleeping chamber remains peaceful and comfortable, providing the perfect environment for complete rest and restoration. The bed supports your body with gentle firmness, while soft linens maintain ideal warmth through the cool desert night. Everything is arranged to ensure that tomorrow's work begins with full energy and clarity. The oil lamp beside your bed has burned very low, its small flame flickering as the last of its fuel is consumed. Soon, natural daylight will replace artificial illumination, marking the transition from night's rest to day's purposeful activity. But for now, peaceful sleep continues undisturbed. Through your window, the Great Pyramid's massive silhouette gradually becomes more distinct against the lightening sky. Night construction continues by torchlight, maintaining steady progress on interior chambers and passages that don't require natural illumination for precise work. Your breathing remains deep and rhythmic, each inhalation bringing clean desert air, each exhalation releasing the last traces of mental fatigue from yesterday's concentrated documentation work. Sleep provides the complete restoration that allows scribes to maintain perfect accuracy in their sacred records. The stars begin to fade as dawn approaches, though they remain visible enough to show the same patterns that guided pyramid construction orientation. Egyptian astronomy achieves its highest precision in this great project, aligning the monument with celestial forces that ensure eternal effectiveness. Soon, Kamwasit will arrive with fresh water and clean linens for your morning preparations. The Familiar routines of washing, dressing, and morning meal will prepare you for another day of documenting immortal achievement. Your reed pens and papyrus scrolls await, ready to continue their eternal service. But for these final moments of night, there is only peaceful sleep, comfortable rest, and the deep satisfaction that comes from knowing your work contributes to something truly permanent. The Great Pyramid represents humanity's highest achievement in stone and mathematics, a monument that will endure long after the civilization that created it becomes ancient history. Your dreams blend the day's experiences with hopes for tomorrow's achievements, more precise measurements recorded in sacred hieroglyphs, more construction progress documented for eternal reference, more contributions to the greatest building project ever undertaken by human beings. The desert night gradually gives way to dawn's approach, marking the transition from rest to activity, from dreams to purposeful work. Soon, you'll wake naturally to continue your vital role in creating and documenting humanity's most enduring architectural wonder. Sleep deeply now in these final moments of night, knowing that your careful records help preserve this marvel for all future generations. Your skills as royal scribe serve eternal purposes, ensuring that the technical mastery and spiritual dedication of pyramid builders will inspire admiration and wonder for thousands of years to come. Rest well, keeper of sacred documentation, as the Great Pyramid continues its steady growth toward completion. Tomorrow brings new opportunities to contribute your highest skills to immortal achievement, adding hieroglyphic records to the archives that will outlast empires and civilizations. Your breathing remains slow and peaceful as sleep carries you toward natural awakening and another day of serving divine purpose through human skill. The pyramid rises steadily stone by stone, a testament to what can be achieved when thousands of people unite in service to truly eternal goals. Dream on peacefully, royal scribe, secure in the knowledge that your documentation helps ensure this wonder will be properly understood and appreciated by scholars and visitors for millennia to come. The Great Pyramid stands as humanity's ultimate achievement in architecture and engineering, preserved for eternity through the careful records you create each day.